Okay, as we enter the final day in trade for this week, which has been a choppy week for markets with a negative bias, let's take a look at the US handover to understand if they might possibly be able to give Nifty a positive close on Friday. Now, yesterday's market indications were good from the States. Your benchmarks actually finished in the green despite being severely red at one point. So the Dow was up 52 points at close of day, up 0.2%. The S&P closed at 3,246, so that was also up around 0.3%. The Nasdaq gained 39 points and also gained around 0.37%. Now what's interesting is that while they turned positive toward the second half of the session, futures currently of this morning are indicating a positive bias for their trading session tomorrow. So the Dow seems to be up 110 points right now, futures I'm talking about, and then Nasdaq and S&P futures are also up 0.5% each. So that gives Nifty a bit of a positive bias at open, and as long as this holds, we might see a decent recovery in the market today. Now, Asia seeing the Nikkei right now, currently as we speak, rising 0.5%. That's the biggest index in Japan. Topix then shedding 0.52%. So a bit mixed over there as far as Japan's concerned. However, everywhere else in Asia, it's very positive. So the Kospi is up 0.67%. Australian S&P ASX 200 is up 0.81%. And overall, the MSCI index ex-Japan is up 0.33%. So Asia giving us a positive signal this morning as well. Now, European stocks closed low yesterday. They were closed down by around 1%. That's the pan-European Stoxx 600. Most sectors and all major bourses were in negative territory. Retail shares really led the selling action, and they were down 2.2% yesterday. So that's the European sum up for you. And oil and gold, two commodities we always do a check on. Now, Brent crude futures, they rose 8 cents or 0.2% to $41.85 per barrel. Next, West Texas Intermediate crude, which is a US benchmark, rose 38 cents or 0.95% higher at $40.31 per barrel. So as long as we see both Brent and WTI above $40 per barrel, it really is an encouraging metric, and every time they dip below $40 is when we in equity markets begin to panic. Finally, looking at gold, spot gold was down 0.1% yesterday to $18.62 per ounce, so basically unchanged. But let's remember, it's fallen tremendously from 2018. So $18.62 is one of the lowest points we've seen in recent times. Earlier in the day, it was even lower than this. It went to $18.47 before it recovered to $18.62. And then US gold futures were also down 0.3%. To $18.62 per ounce. So that's how the various benchmarks across the world and your oil and gold shaped up. But one key thing for the market is there's a $2.4 trillion stimulus bill which has been proposed by the House of Democrats, which could be signed as early as next week. So market participants are really looking out for that. When is the next round of stimulus checks going to come into US bank accounts? And when that does, like it did last time, we should see a subsequent flurry in buying of equity markets, and then that in turn hopefully should also result in the next leg of the rally.